Welcome back, everyone. This is J7 Jace bringing you the rare and very rare battles in chapters 1, 2, and 3. Now, for the most part, these aren't going to be as cool or special as the ones that we encounter in chapter 4, but considering where we're at in the story, I think these battles are actually pretty fascinating. So, for this first one at Mandalia Plains, we will encounter, or you can encounter, a squire or archer. And this is a good place if you want to get better than normal equipment from the shop. So you can get this by, of course, stealing from the enemy units, or hope, they can get their items from a treasure chest. And lastly, if you're a bit more daring, but it's a bit more RNG, it's not really going to be in your favor, is to entice them and then dismiss them later. So there's that. So there's some pretty good equipment from there. I like that archer's name, Jean. Reminds me of Jeanne d'Arc, which maybe I'll make more videos on. And as for my team comp here, to do really well or if you want to have an easier time in chapter 1, knights, like for your male characters, knights, and if they have pretty good bravery, as you see with Edmund there, 75, turn them into a monk and they're going to do really well. And for your females, if they have pretty high faith, like high 60s into 70s, black mages. It's going to be, like, if you're having any difficulties, do that, and you're going to be set for chapter 1 and a good portion of the game. And the monks and the black mages can actually carry you into the final parts of the game as well. So usually archers aren't too, I want to say, scary. Like, the scariest one's going to be the archer up top at Order, in my opinion. But no, these archers can hit pretty hard. But we have knights and black mage, and Ram's as a geomancer. Probably one of his better things. I say that as he does 12 there. And if you're really lucky, you can get those negative status ailments to proc, which the stop gets the archer here. And there's thunder. So my black mage here on this save file, she's a monster because she has 72 faith and she's a Pisces, so she can easily blow up Wheatgraph and Argath, and she had a good time with Maluda. So female Pisces, that can make the battles a lot easier. There's Ramza. Geomancer is pretty well-rounded for the most part. Never a bad choice for Ramza. He probably is one of the characters that benefits it from, I mean, let's say benefits, but he's better than generic because he has the PA of a male and MA of a female. So Geomancy will hit a good bit harder. So this was the first very rare encounter on Mandalia Plains, and I recommend you see the playlist for chapter 4. There's a bunch of cool ones. But for this second one, we run into a knight, which I'm going to show here. And knights can be pretty tough at this point in the game. And in the post game with like knight swords and etc., they are pretty deadly, like Chaos Blade, Excalibur. Like chapter 2 and chapter 3, they kind of fall off a bit. But yeah, here we go. There's the knight. And using Arts of War at this point in the game, since it benefits a lot from your PA and weapon power, don't expect them to be landing as often as you want. So there's Ramza. moving up there, and I just use metal for tailwind. So that's also another strategy. Like if you're having difficulty, if you don't know what to do for Ramza, you can always put metal as secondary on pretty much any job. It fits, it synergizes very well, especially tailwind for pretty much anything, because the more speed you have, like, that's awesome. Just be careful with the speed, because if you get KO'd, you know, you're gonna get your CT faster when you're dead, and you can turn into a crystal or a treasure chest much faster. So keep that in mind if you're gonna constantly use tailwind. And Ramza's faith stat, he also has a faith stat of 70, which enemy black magic, especially at Fort Zeekton, the black mages can hit him hard, the females. And be careful of the female cancers, especially if your Ramza's a Capricorn. At best compatibility can really wreck you. And there's Sydney, the black mage, like the MVP of the save file. She just is a monster. And if this was a speed run, like, that's a speedrunner's dream right there. Female Pisces with good faith, like, should have changed this into a speedrun file. But I mean, I can't sit there for like 3 hours in the chair. Like, I love FFT, but you know, I gotta drink water, I gotta use the bathroom, you know, the parents out or something. I can't just sit there for 3 hours. Like, I can game for a while, but I can't just sit in my chair and talk for that long. That's kind of my limit. So it's Ramza using geomancy things. But yeah, if you really want to see these battles, the Squire and Archer, go from Egros, and for the Knight, go from Garland Magic City. From Brigand's Den, you don't really get anything cool, you know, the typical Chocobo, which I don't like facing at this point because Choco Cure is annoying. It's like a free potion, free AoE potion, but I thought these were pretty cool. So if you want to get better equipment, I recommend these two battles. And there, Sydney finishes off the goblins, and this concludes my video for the very rare battles on Mandalia Plains in Chapter 1. So more videos like this to come in the upcoming weeks. I hope you guys enjoyed or learned something new. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time with more FFT videos. Take care.